Hi everyone, I just wanted to share with you some of the highlights that I had from my mission trip, so you can get a feel for all that I experienced and see all that you have helped accomplish through your prayers and generous support. In early January, the Bricandids from our minor seminary flew into Mexico City, where we immediately went to La Jolla to visit the apostolic school there. It was so edifying to share in meals and prayer with my brothers in Christ, who may not speak the same language as I do, but who share in my way of life and desire to make the world a better place. On the second day of my trip, we were privileged to be able to visit the shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico City. We were able to see the tilma of Juan Diego from two different locations. The first location was below the basilica, where we were able to ride a people mover right underneath the tilma itself. We found ourselves riding it back and forth, contemplating the whole miraculous story behind it. There was one moment in history where a bomb was set off for the purpose of destroying the tilma. We were able to see how the glass was damaged a little bit, but the actual tilma remained unharmed and completely intact. It was at this time when I found myself praying for all the intentions that were entrusted to my care from you and many others. In the following days, I prayed for all of your intentions individually, 2 of them per day, during my morning meditation and at the Mass that particular day. Our mission trip began the next day. We were supposed to backpack up the mountain, but a few people were sick, so we climbed the mountain via a pickup truck.
This is us in Mexico driving to our campsite, and here we are. Very crowded, as you can see.
Our mission was located in a small mountain called Metlac. We stayed in tents inside the walls of a church that was destroyed by an earthquake a few years ago. The people of Metlac planned to rebuild their church with God's help. There wasn't any running water, so we didn't shower the entire time we stayed at Metlac. The specific mission of this trip was to rewire and install light switches into about 150 of their homes. I learned a lot about this skill while being there. The people of Metlac were so grateful that they no longer had to generate light by putting 2 wires together. Most of them were very poor. They had dirt floors, and their kitchen consisted of a fire pit that they would have to use to cook all their meals throughout the day. They were very poor, but it didn't seem to matter to them. But what they did have was joy, and it was very contagious, and it was especially noticeable when they were singing. We would wake up every morning at 7 o'clock a.m. and pray our morning offering and meditation. And then we ate breakfast from 8 o'clock to 8:40 a.m. After this, we would begin our work until lunch, which was around 2 p.m. After lunch, we would work some more until about 5 p.m. And then we would play games with the little kids until Mass started, which was at 7. The children were so cute and were very intrigued by us missionarios.
Ahora jugar fútbol.
After Mass, we had some time to reminisce with each other about our experience of the day, the various foods we ate, and how many times we were asked for candy while walking from place to place. We set up a fire and prayed our night prayers, and then would go to sleep. The people in Metlac might have had material poverty, but what I noticed was that they were rich in joy and in faith. Most of the homes we entered had a picture of Our Lady of Guadalupe, or a shrine set up and dedicated to her. They are completely dedicated to her intercession. Whenever Father Tan, our Vice Rector, heard confessions, celebrated Mass, or held benediction, the people would make an effort to come. As we walked from house to house, we would hear people asking, "Do you know what time the priest is coming for confessions?" Or, "Do you know what time Mass is?" Every evening, while Father Tan was celebrating Mass outside of our camp, hundreds of people would show up. One day, Father Tan couldn't even go to work with us because he was hearing confessions all day long. These people's hearts are full of faith and generosity. On the last day of the mission, they held a parade for us. This was an experience that we'll always remember and cherish.
Terminado nuestra misión, así que tenemos una fiesta aquí.
After we left Metlac, we went to the Legionary Mission Center, where we were taken back by its beauty. I found myself again praying for each of your intentions and thanking God for giving me this experience, which wouldn't have been possible without you. Thank you so much, and may God bless each of you for your generosity.